Reading a few random verses in the Bible, part 22. Isaiah chapter 59, verses 14 through 19. Justice is turned back, and righteousness stands afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter, so truth fails. And he who departs from evil makes himself a prey. Then the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no justice. He saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his own arm brought salvation for him, and his own righteousness, it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and a helmet of salvation on his head. He put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, according he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. The coastlands he will fully repay. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. Justice is absent, truth is rejected, and those who stand for good are treated like enemies. I'll be honest, it took me a minute to understand what these verses were really trying to tell me, but it was really talking about the wickedness of the world today. God sees it. He's not oblivious to it. He sent his son so that we wouldn't have to live with it forever. On God's timing, the evil of the world will pay its debts eventually. I know it's hard to look at the world and think that God sees it sometimes, but you have to remember, in the end, he will set it all straight. One thing I've been learning recently is that our definition of soon and God's definition of soon is completely different. It's almost a joke. God sees the entire timeline of the world, from the start to the finish. If he feels like he needs to step in, he'll step in. Evil has been in this world since literally the beginning of time. You have to remember we were given free will. And freedom doesn't always lead to the most positive things sometimes. God didn't want us to be forced to love him. He wanted us to freely love him, but there is a cost that comes with free will. That is why as followers of Christ, we need to stand firm in our faith and we need to represent Jesus Christ in the best way possible. The point is, the world is wicked, and it's hard to not get mad at God for everything that's going on, but you have to remember that he will set everything straight at some point. Everybody's justice is coming. I hope this message was able to reach you today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day.